Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Pro Bike Tool 3/8 inch torque wrench set. While most components on a bicycle require low torque settings, such as your stem or saddle post, there are certain jobs that require a bigger torque wrench. And that's really where the Pro Bike Tool 3/8 torque wrench comes into play. The torque range of 10 to 60 Newton meters, this is great for cassettes, installing disc brakes, or bottom brackets. And it's definitely a tool you want to have. As with any job on a bike, you want to make sure you use the right torque setting so you don't strip anything and it doesn't come loose while you're riding. Now, packaging wise, Pro Bike Tool has gone with a simple route cardboard box, very simple graphics with the red and white fonts on here, and you have basic labeling here showing the extenders and the adapters that the tool comes with. There are some specs here on the back as well. Now I'll go ahead and take it out of the box and we'll go over the full specs. Retail price on this is $84.99, so really competitively priced as with other Pro Bike Tool components. It's a click type torque wrench, so when you hear your torque setting, it'll actually click. It has a 3/8 inch square driver, and it has a 10 to 60 Newton meter range, so it's great for the bigger jobs with 0.5 increments. It has dual Newton meter and foot pound labeling as well, making it easy to switch between different specs. And it has a 72 tooth ratchet, so you can hear that nice click. Now, what you get with the torque wrench is the nice case, is a plastic case with dual clasp design. You get 2 adapters, and then you get the 75 millimeter extender. So it really makes it easy to use any bits. There's no bits included with this. And otherwise, inside the box, you get a basic instruction manual, which is pretty self-explanatory. You just have to pull the collar, adjust it, and you also get their calibration certification. So now let's go over the fit and finish of the Pro Bike Tool 3/8 inch torque wrench. What's really nice about Pro Bike Tool is they include a nice carrying case with it, and you can see it's plastic, but it has knurling Pro Bike Tool written clearly on here in white. And then these metal clasps that hold it in place. And you can see once it's all closed up, it doesn't really rattle or anything, holds it really well. It's a bigger torque wrench because of the 10 to 60 Newton meter range. So a little bit bulkier and heavier design. Once you open it up, you can see you don't get any bits with this. Instead, you get an extender and then 2 adapters, only use different bits. This case also has a little storage area if you want to put washers or any small tools. The torque wrench itself is really nice, very similar to their 1/4 inch variation. It's a polished steel design that really looks premium, long black knurled handle, so good grip to it. Makes it easy to leverage. It's heavier, obviously because of the size, but with the long handle design, you get good leverage. Labeling wise, really simple. You have Pro Bike Tool written here on the polished handle, and then you have the Newton meter torque spec written here from 10 to 60. And on the back side, you actually have foot pound. A little bit hard to see on camera, but the foot pound ones are converted, so a little bit strange, 44.3, 11.1, so not exact increments. When you want to use it, it's very similar. You pull down the collar, rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise, depending on where you want to go. And then you actually have dual increment labeling. So once you let go, it'll lock into place. You can see on the bottom, you have foot pound, and on the top, you have Newton meter. So it's a little bit confusing. At least to me, I would have liked to see some color coding or a little bit more space between the labels. But you can see with the Newton meter range, very simple half Newton meter increments, so 0, 0.5, 1. While the foot pound is obviously a little more funny. It's 1.1, 1.48 just because of the conversion factor. Otherwise, really simple to use torque wrench. Get the torque setting you want using the collar, and you can simply do that one-handed. Lock into place. You can grab your adapter or bit. Use a little button here, and you can see it actually protrudes this little extender, and that helps pop it out. And then once you have it on there, there's a little bit of play with the extenders and the adapters. You can see the tolerance is a little bit higher, but otherwise easy to use. Nice ratchet too. And it's a dual direction one, of course, so you can flip that and then adjust it. These are actually calibrated for both directions, so you can do the torque setting either way, so if you have different thread directions. And nice click too when you hit the torque setting, as this clicks right here on the top. Now, so one job that this torque wrench is really good for is installing or removing rotors or cassettes. These typically have a higher torque range of 40 Newton meters compared to the smaller jobs on a bike, which makes it really convenient to have this. Now with the multiple adapters, that means you can use a lot of tools. So here's my little cassette adapter, which is a 1/2 inch. So we'll use the little adapter, push down the button, drop it in, slide in the cassette adapter. Then we'll go to the Newton meter setting, pull down the collar and rotate till we hit 40. This is where the dual setting is a little bit confusing. It's quite cluttered. And honestly, most jobs are Newton meters, so not having the foot-pound would probably not be an issue for most people. And having the little increments for a foot-pound is really kind of strange. So Newton meters at 0.5, which makes it easy to do most jobs, while the foot-pound is smaller fractional steps. So you definitely don't want to use this as a breaker bar, but if you want to tighten things, it's perfect. So let's check if this is the correct 40 Newton meters. And you can see, nice click and a strong rebound. Makes it really obvious when you've hit the torque setting so you don't over torque something. And definitely highly recommend using a torque wrench on your bike because you don't want anything coming loose or rattling or over tightening something and then breaking it, as most bike things are expensive. So now let's do a little comparison between the Pro Bike Tool 3/8 torque wrench and some other torque wrenches on the market. Now the most immediate comparison here is the 3/8 versus the 1/4 inch. And you can see in terms of the case design, very similar. With the 3/8 one, because it's larger, you have a dual latch design, but otherwise very similar design schemes. If you go ahead and pop this open, with the 1/4 inch, you have a 2 to 20 Newton meter range, while the 3/8 variation is obviously larger with 10 to 60. So it ends up being a larger tool, but very similar designs. So if we put them side by side, you can see it's just much bigger. Same knurling on the base, similar labeling. With the 3/8 one, you have the more confusing dual level one, while with the 1/4 inch, they just went with Newton meter instead. Very similar ratcheting head design with the little release button to pop off a bit. So pretty similar, and they both have a nice look and feel as well. So it's really obvious when you hit the torque value. Same operation too, the sliding collar. But again, the big difference here is the 1/4 inch one comes with additional bits, which would have been nice here, while the 3/8 one is much larger with all the adapters. What's really nice is that I've been typically using the adapters to convert this to have the compatible size for these bits. So you can mix and match, and with 10 to 60, you can definitely do bigger jobs. Now when it comes to torque wrenches, you have a couple options. Some other ones we have on hand are the new Pro Bike Tool T-wrench. Now this is only good for 4, 5, and 6, but you can see when you have a really small job, it's nice to have a little pre-calibrated one like this, rather than having to bring out a big bulky torque wrench. And obviously the bigger size and range of the 10 to 60 Newton meter makes it a lot bigger than say the Topeak torque stick, which again, much smaller range, which is just 2 to 10. So again, much larger, but something great to have around the shop. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the Pro Bike Tool torque wrench. What we like about it is that it's competitively priced and also includes a well-designed storage case with the adapters and extenders, which makes it really useful for various projects. It also has a very strong click when the torque is reached, so it makes it very difficult to over-torque a bolt. Some of the negatives for the torque wrench is the fact that they don't include actual bits as they do with the 1/4 inch variation. Instead, you just get the adapter and the extender. It's also only offered in the polished finish. We would like to see the black finish, which looks really sleek, and it's something they offer in the 1/4 inch version. It also has a confusing dual Newton meter and foot-pound labels, and that can be a little confusing, especially when you're looking at the increments. It would have been nice if they had color-coded them or spaced them a little bit differently. Taking everything into account, we'd give the torque wrench a 9.3 out of 10. It has a really wide torque range and it's easy to use. Little details like the knurling and end case make it a great value as well. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.